Are we there? Are we there?
Yeah.
We are there, America. We are there, and well, we're here, and you're there. Welcome back to the SEG. Gorgeous day today.
Oh, man.
Gotta tell you.
Beautiful.
Spring is upon us. It is glorious. Hit the mid-70s today. Went for a walk today midday with the wife and the dog. It was great.
Ooh.
Perfect day.
Any afternoon delight afterwards?
No. She was working. One of us has to. Anyway, welcome back to IDD. For those who I don't disagree. That is the redoubtable one, Thomas J. Izzo, back in the hizzy. Low dog representing Sparty on the tit there, on the titty. Little Sparty on the titty.
I mean, Tom Izzo.
Tom Izzo's in the house. We got Sparty.
We got all here.
We got Sparty and Tom Izzo.
Welcome to our pick show. Tonight. We're going to break this down into segments. We're going to pick the entire field tonight.
Riveting television.
Riveting television. We're going to give you our picks,
ready.
our dark horses. Tommy's got a bone to pick. It's a justified one. We're going to lead off with that. But I'm glad you guys are here. We are 24 hours. The play-in games are going. Actually, Texas is going on right now against Xavier. Earlier tonight, it was Mount St. Mary's, I believe it was, who beat American.
Yep.
They will face Duke Friday afternoon. The Mount. I felt bad for American. Real quick, lose their best player 5 minutes in. Talking about kicked in the teeth.
What happened to him? Knee?
It was a knee contusion. Yeah, he couldn't go. He tried to go back.
I saw him walking out after halftime. His mom was crying.
Yeah,
and
it
shit.
sucked. Kid waited 5 years to get in that game. Talk about bad luck. I really felt bad for that kid.
Sucks.
I mean,
tough.
because when you work that hard to get to that point, and then all of a sudden 5 minutes in, the rug gets pulled out from under you like that. That's terrible. So, and then last night we had some March Madness drama at the bat. Right down
Alabama State.
Alabama State. That was
fun to
amazing.
watch.
Was that against St. Francis?
That was.
It was. That was
That was
the
a
two. They
great
scored with
game.
like 0.7 seconds left on the length of the floor. The
fucking
ball
eve.
gets tipped in the air. Kid catches it, faces it with
It
a
was
left
literally the Commanders Bears Hail Mary pass.
pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So the madness is here. And
it's banging.
we're going to pick what we're going to do is we're going to start with the bone that Tommy's got to pick, which I think you're going to like. And then we're going to pick to the Sweet 16, take a break, and then we'll pick the rest of it in the second segment. And then we will give you the dark horses. We're also going to go around the room 5 greatest college teams in our lifetime, meaning ones that cut down the nets. That should be riveting as well, because you're going to hear some teams tonight. And you're going to have we'll walk down memory lane, if you will. But it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm glad we're here. I'm glad to wet my whistle. Wednesday. And listen, this is the best. This is my favorite time of year. This is my favorite time of year. If you're a basketball junkie, buckle up.
Dude, I have to say something. I was wrong to correct you a couple weeks ago. Baseball starts March 27th.
Well, technically, it already started in
I know,
Tokyo,
but I was kind of like, oh, that's bullshit. But even the first week of
Is a little early.
is next Thursday already.
Yeah.
I'm like, jeez.
Yeah.
So you were right when you said baseball, March Madness.
March
I mean,
Madness. It's a great time of year.
It is really
It's a great time of year.
weather's breaking.
And if you are a sports fan, this is. And again, I let me ask you guys a question. I got to before we go into this real quick. How many ESPN now? Again, I haven't looked at it. There was 16 million brackets in there. I filled out 4. Did you guys fill out any on there at all?
Yep, I've got 4 right now.
Okay, I've got 4 also. This will be my 5th one, what I'm doing with you guys tonight.
Yeah, and I got 2 more I got to fill out in the morning for the company.
Gotcha.
You know, they'll send out.
See, this is you can't. This is the thing.
You got to.
I mean, one big one. That's the one I placed second last year. Won 700 beans.
That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm in that one again, obviously.
I'm actually in another one that we do. It's by points.
Yeah.
So it's like squares almost, but you get like a couple dollars for each time you land on 2 and 3.
That's cool.
So like it doesn't really matter who wins and loses. It's all like you buy 4
You're
squares.
accumulating,
You're
right.
accumulating over the course of, and you get paid out every weekend.
Yeah.
So I think last year I won a couple $100, but it was fun. You put in $100, you win a couple hundred.
Yeah.
And if you I did a family bracket, and we're gonna do a women's because my oldest wants to do.
Yeah,
it.
I'm doing one women's bracket.
Yeah, I gotta do a women's bracket. They start tomorrow also? No.
So the play-in games start tonight. So they go play-in Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
First round is
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, it's like a time. I gotta fill out one of those.
And then
brackets.
they
I had a
kind of
chance to
trickle
do it.
into Monday,
second
Tuesday.
round is Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
Yeah,
They play
Sunday,
night.
Monday,
They play
yeah,
night,
Yeah, it's like staggered with the men.
It's good though. It's
good.
good. Gives them some shine for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, and we will talk about the women's bracket on Saturday night. We will be doing a women's bracket. We will break that down. That, by the way, that's going to be fun too. I'll tell you right, Notre Dame, UConn, USC, UCLA, South Carolina. There are 5 or 6. That's going to be a lot of fun. But that's for Saturday night. For night, it's the men taking center stage. Tommy has a gripe. It is legitimate. It's funny he said this. I was thinking this myself today. I didn't know about it as a topic, but it's funny he said what he said. So he's going to lead with this because
And I don't hear a lot about it.
No, you don't. But it's valid.
So obviously,
valid.
before we get into that, I mean, the first commentary is all the shit talk about North Carolina.
Of course.
And
Of course.
it does look really bad.
It does look bad.
The fact that
awful.
their AD
Got $100,000.
got a bonus for them
100,000.
going, which
Yeah.
obviously he would.
Yeah.
But and
I wasn't in the room.
Yeah, right. I recused myself,
Yeah.
and now boom,
Boom.
they end up there.
Yeah.
But I don't really give too much shits about it. The thing it reminds me of, and the reason why I kind of like North Carolina right now, is because when VCU went to the Final Four,
They were in the plan.
they were in the play-in as an 11 seed.
Yep.
Same as UNC.
Yep.
And everybody was like, why is VCU in it? Because they got in as an at-large
Yeah.
from the CAA.
Yeah.
This was before the A10.
Before the A10.
Right.
So, like, people were like, are you kidding me? VCU, who the hell is this?
They went on a
And
magical.
they went on a freaking run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, it's a little bit different because UNC is a blue blood. Like, they're...
Sure.
So, but anyway.
They got in more on their history.
They did,
and reputation
sure.
than anything else.
You know.
Because honestly, if you're 1-12 in quad one
Yeah,
games,
that's tough.
I don't give a fuck what name is
Right.
on the jersey. You don't get into the tournament.
West Virginia was so mad their coach left.
Yeah.
Went to Indiana.
Well, that sucked. I mean, they didn't get in. And
He's
They
like,
were,
"Coach,
they
I'm
were-
out."
but honestly, they were 19 and 13.
Sure,
They weren't
sure.
lighting the world on fire.
Yeah, that is true.
But
I mean,
their quad one, they had
was
like
better.
6 quad one wins or something
Listen,
like that.
listen. They played a tougher. Well, I don't know if they played a tougher schedule. UNC played 13 freaking quad one games, and then they
And they went
played
1-12.
1-12. 1-12.
That's awful.
I mean, they didn't duck anybody, but
Right.
they were like
But,
Glass
yeah.
Joe. They got
Yeah.
knocked out a lot.
Yeah.
And
So we'll see what happens
Yeah,
with
but look,
that.
look at. I have said this is the thing about a power conference, though. I
Yeah.
mean, they get in, they wipe the
Right.
floor with this team by almost 30
Exactly.
points. It wasn't that close.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't be shocked if they're in the Sweet 16.
Exactly.
They can beat Ole Miss.
Exactly.
They can certainly
Yeah,
beat Ole Miss.
without a doubt.
And I'm telling you right now, this is the team. You and I talked about this 2 weeks ago. We said there were a couple teams, but Carolina was on the boat. We said them and UConn. You
UConn.
don't want them in your half of the
Right,
bracket
exactly.
because they've got experience.
Yes.
They've got Hubert Davis been to a Final Four. That's a veteran-laden North Carolina team.
UConn's won back-to-back, and
national-
nobody even gives a shit
They're
about
the
them right
8th
now.
seed.
Yeah.
They're-
Don't
by the way-
be surprised they knock off
And
the
the
number
Big
one.
East was fucking tough.
By the way,
Yeah.
but you know who they're playing? Louisville, who was in the ACC championship game against Duke. That's who they're playing.
and lost.
Yeah, but they were the second team in the ACC. How are they the 9 seed? The lack of respect. Look, as much as I love the SEC,
It got
14
it
teams
got
my ass.
inflated. Yeah.
No,
It got
it's
inflated.
inflated. They're not that.
And
no.
that's the tough part. As
No.
you pick an SEC team,
Yeah.
their numbers are inflated because everybody in the fucking conference is in the tournament.
But Georgia is 6-12 in the conference.
I know.
They've got one big win against
I know.
Florida, who, by the way, is Florida. They're the favorite to win.
And
that
it's
thing,
likely
by the way,
UConn will have to play Florida
in the second round. I got news for you. If I'm Florida, that's not the team I want to see in the
No.
second
Nope.
round.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they'll lose, but you don't want to face them.
You don't want to face them.
No.
They got 3 starters from those 2 championship teams.
They're hoping.
They played in a tough
I don't
conference.
wanna-
They're not going to be afraid of the moment, and they got a great coach.
I don't want to take anything away from the Spartans of Norfolk State, but they're not going to beat Florida. Let's be honest.
No way.
Florida could send their practice squad and beat them by 30.
Yes.
I mean, that's not even.
Well, we'll
So
have to
I'm
look
going to
at
guess
which.
the Gators are going to be
Florida
Go
could send the
Sooners,
cheerleaders. Anyway,
you know?
Tom, but
All right, here's the real bone.
Just start with the
Yes.
bone. Start with the bone. I got a drink. Go ahead.
And I've noticed this for a while now, since they've been doing the play-in game. They'll take some of these really tiny, schools that nobody's heard of.
Yep.
Who get the automatic bid to the tournament by winning their conference tournament.
Yep.
And they stuff them in the play-in game.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And it's like, that is supposed to be an automatic bid into the tournament.
I agree.
And you can tell me all day long that the play-in is part of the tournament. No, it's fucking not. It's
not.
You're playing your way in to the tournament.
Remember they used to try to call it the first round for a couple of years?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's the first 4.
It's the first
Always
now-
going to be the first 4.
First 4, but still, it's like the first 4. What the